Hey guys, in this video, going to be going over a competitive build for Pidgeot in the Gen 1 Pokemon games. This is an underrated Pokemon in my opinion, and it's actually one of, I would say, probably my top 10 favorite Gen 1 Pokemon to play with because you can get it relatively early on, and sometimes it's nice to have a Pokemon that you captured early on to have in your team throughout your playthrough. So I'm going to go over a competitive build as well as some other options that you can go with Pidgeot, as well as the location of some of the TMs that you'll have to pick up for this moveset. If you're interested in looking at any of the links that I use in today's video, I'll have links posted to them down in the video description. So Pidgeot, taking a look here at its standard competitive build, we have some damage moves here that it's going to get stabbed with, things like Double Edge and Hyper Beam. Both of these have to be taught. And taking a look at Double Edge, it's going to be TM 10. It's found in Rocket Hideout. And in Rocket Hideout, it's in the basement, 3rd floor, south of the staircase that leads to the 2nd floor of the basement. And this is what the 3rd floor of the basement of Rocket Hideout looks like. And it's going to be south of that staircase that leads to the 2nd floor, so somewhere down here. And then Hyper Beam is going to be TM 15, and that one is found over at the Rocket Game Corner for 5,500 coin. And once I go over this standard build, I'm also going to give you guys some other options that you can potentially go with. But moving on here, the third move, either Mimic or Agility, and both Mimic and Mirror Move are used in a strategic way to Pidgeot's advantage. So Mimic is going to be a random move known by the target that is replaced. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to use this strategically. You'd try to pick up perhaps Earthquake from a Golem or Rhydon, or maybe try picking up something like a Thunder Wave from a Starmie. And Mimic is another TM that you're going to have to pick up. It's TM 31, found over in Saffron City, and it's found in Copycat's house. And in the Gen 1 games, Copycat lives in a house that is located in the northwest of Saffron City. You give Copycat a Pokédoll, and then in return, you will get TM 31 Mimic. That's how you pick that one up. So thus far, I've gone over 3 moves that you'd have to use TMs to teach Pidgeot. But now we're going to start getting into some moves that Pidgeot can learn a bit more easily. So instead of Mimic, you can also throw in Agility, which raises the user's speed by 2, a good utility move. And Agility is learned by leveling up for Pidgeot, picked up there at level 44. And then we also have Mirror Move, a strategic play here. The user uses the target's last used move against it. And Mirror Move, it's a flying type, and it's learned at level 54 for Pidgeot. And let's say maybe you'd want to swap out one of these top damage dealing options, either Double Edge or Hyper Beam. Maybe you don't want to go with Double Edge because you don't want to take the recoil damage. You could substitute in its place HM02 Fly, which has good power and accuracy, 90 power, 95 accuracy. And given the typing of Pidgeot, normal flying, it has a number of pretty powerful moves that are giving it a same type attack bonus. Some other options that you can potentially go with would be something like a Sand Attack, and you could possibly replace either Mimic or Agility with something like a Sand Attack. And this is going to be learned through leveling up. Sand Attack very early on there. And if you didn't want to go with Sand Attack in this move 3 spot, maybe you could also do something like Substitute, which pairs well with Mirror Move. It allows you to put out a substitute to kind of scout out the move that you can pick up using Mirror Move. And Substitute is also found over at the Rocket Game Corner. That one's going to be 7,700 coin for TM 50 Substitute. And another attack that you might want to go with is something like a Quick Attack for its utility by going first to try to finish off your opponent. You could slot that in to replace one of the damage type moves. So there's a lot of different opportunities here with Pidgeot to kind of craft your particular strategy that you want to use. There's some TMs that you can go with. Also, there's some easier moves to pick up through leveling up or through the HM02 for Fly. So you can go with this standard competitive build or something that would be a little bit more straightforward to go with, maybe picking up Hyper Beam at the Rocket Game Corner, teaching it Fly with HM02. Agility can be learned through leveling up, or maybe you want to go with Sand Attack in its place there. Mirror Move, also something that is learned through leveling up. So like I said, a lot of different options with Pidgeot, and given its normal flying typing, it has a lot of these same type attack bonuses with a number of really strong moves to go with. And again, guys, for any of the articles used in today's video, I'll have links posted to them down in the video description. I appreciate you stopping by, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you back here next time.